Hello. We're gonna be doing practice for Rivulet today. Hello, Rain World Liver. Live Larson. I'm not sure how to say that. Hello. But today I'm also here with Tactical Ferret.
Hello.
Right. So today, Tactical Ferret's gonna show some of the stuff that they do for the Rivulet story run, and I'm gonna try to follow along with it a bit. And so, whatever the direction you want to go.
Pretty much we can go, section by section.
Okay.
I will show you what I like, some of the backup strats that I use in case I mess up some of the harder tech, and then the places I probably struggled the most, and how I kind of compromised and made like strats that might not be the best, but it still kind of work.
Yep.
But let me know when you're ready.
All right, I am watching your stream, so you can just go and then we'll go from there. Hmm.
I don't know if there's much for this first part, to be honest. All the people I know who
There is
run this about
a
the same.
so probably go up to where the snails are, and then I'm probably gonna do it a little bit. But it's mostly for this first part. I think everyone eats the first three, and then it's kind of whether you grind your face on the ceiling or not, or how much you're going to press jump, and then it's you either hold right and jump at a specific time when you're leaning, or you jump off the wall to the side. Is there something specific you do with jumping through these little water tube sections? Is the
Yeah, so
answer?
pretty much this is like an older strat
Yep.
where you try to aim, where you try to grab up the center and slide up and then throw yourself.
Yep.
I know the other thing that people like to do is just kind of like ignore all of it and not hold up, which also works. I just found it easier to swim with Riv by throwing myself with the poles. I'm gonna get rid of these guys. Here, you got, oop, you can do something fancy if the snails aren't in the way. You can do a wall pounce off this right side or
I
left side.
I have not seen them
There you go.
not be in the way. I think is the
And then
main
I think
thing.
all of us do this the same.
I think the getting the timing right on it every time is the main thing that I want to work
Oh, that's a nice snail spot.
on.
Grab the two fruits, do the pole hop. It's pretty nice. This room kind of sucks depending on how you enter it. The most like consistent I have is to not actually boost out of that pipe and just kind of slide down.
Okay.
Otherwise, you might end up getting like stuck on these little like weird angles.
Yep.
And then here, I actually like to spit out the pearl so that the scavs don't kill me. They have like mixed reactions with it. Sometimes they like to grab it, and sometimes they like to completely ignore
I've
it.
thought about it a lot of cases, and I've done it, but I often just forget it as well.
Here, you can like backflip. You can also just make it. Oh,
So the
not
main
actually.
thing that you also do is that
Oh,
you will take the two berries on the end, and then you'll take the one and the one on the way back. Is the main thing.
yep. The I think that's easiest. I know there's like the other way. I think you used to grab the berries that were closest to the entrance pipe.
Yep. So going the other way
Yep.
around instead of one and one, depending. And then there's I forget if you were the one I kind of showed it to, the Regon strat of doing the turn and
Oh,
then the backflip there. Or the
apparently I
backflip
had
when when we're doing.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always just kind of shoot for it. I think it's more important to tell if you ever have it or not. I'm really bad at telling if I ever have it. But you also lose it if you ever grab any of these poles or
Yep.
touch the land. So, oop.
I believe you can just grab the pole and go up, but otherwise, not too much of a problem. Actually got through 5 levels. Nice.
For this,
Also,
A lot of
no,
people
I don't really want
go up
a
here and
sun
then do
hat.
this wall bounces. If that's easiest, that's what I'd recommend. I find it easier to chain it if I go for this one first. But
So do that again. That little part there.
oop,
I don't know, I'm not really into doing that. So you're doing it off of the left one. There's
yep.
also, I don't know if you can go back to it a few rooms. The room before the snails. It's the one I'm kind of thinking about. So the room before this one, going up it. There's kind of a few things you can do that I've noticed. Are you just doing wall pounces right where you are right now? Or are
Oh,
you trying to do them on both kind of vertical sections?
nah, I prefer to just do the one and slide up. I think that's super consistent. I don't know how fast the other strat is though. I'd imagine if it does save any time, it's gonna be like super tiny.
Did you do anything to try to grab the vertical pole specifically? Because I'm often going to just grab the horizontal one, if that's what you mean.
Um, I don't think you grab any pole.
Or you're just sliding up the wall at the
Yeah,
end. Okay. Okay. I
slide
haven't
up a bit
thought
and you
about
can just
that
make
one.
those jumps.
That's good.
Oh,
And then
uh
it's
oh.
it's going through it. You're trying to jump and hit your head off the ceiling and then turn.
In the event that you ever like also lose a fruit, you can always like my main strategy for like trying to to work with that is to actually go for a centipede because then you can at least get 2 for 1.
Okay.
But you also always have the bats at the end, and then there's also the grub that's chilling in that long hallway.
Okay. And so going up the ladder, oh, you're already there. I kind of get the wall pounce in the bottom left of the ladder in the previous room, but I feel like this first one I'm doing, I'm not hitting the second one every time because it's an awkward spot. I'm
I
not
can
that
warp back to it.
close.
Let's see. Where were we? Drainage. Nope, that's farm race. I don't want to go there.
Okay, I kind of get it.
uh,
The little bit I've done it now already, but I guess it's, are you thinking of anything as you're doing that? Because mostly I've gone off the right floating thing, but you're jumping straight into the left. You're kind of just getting in line with the mushroom, but I don't know if that's what you're thinking about. Because I kind of did it a
nah,
few times, and I was going too high.
pretty much I do a short hop off of anywhere on this platform is the goal.
So,
But I think this also is pretty quick. I just do this because I find it easier to chain these, although I'm messing it up right now. But for this, when I used to do this way, I just chain 2 of these and then climb up a bit. That's what I used to do right there, and that's pretty consistent.
I'm still going over it. Unless I'm messing up the second one. Hello, Regon. I'm talking to Tactical Ferret. I'm just trying to do this over and over right
No
now.
worries. Now I can actually see your screen.
Okay.
I didn't have the stream up till now.
There's a lot of these kind of tighter ones that aren't in the gutter. I feel like can be really hard to time. That I'd want to do a lot. Actually pressing the...
Yeah, the ones up top are like really weird because the timing is slightly different from like that like hovering right block. It's like tighter and it can be a little funky.
Kinda always just done one from the right one, and then I'm up, and then it's doing the gap thing on the left. I'm too high. I'm not gonna do it again. Still awkwardly too high there. Just gonna do those 4 wall pounces and a wall jump, then grab. I guess one of the bigger things is I should not press up really at all. So you can slide up the wall.
Yeah, the pounce from the lower wall, it's more of a preference thing. If I like it, if it's easier for you to just climb the pole and do it off there, that's what I'd say go with.
I'm gonna move on to the next section. I think I need to do that a lot more, at least with that thought in mind of having that section. The bottom left seems awkward because I have to hit a very particular wall. Is the main thing. That very particular target that you can miss.
Yeah, because you can go too high. Let's see. Chimney.
And if we're going through this pipe you're going through right now, are you holding jump and then going right, or are you pressing anything specific? I guess is the question. When you pop out of the pipe, you can do the whole jump.
I think you can't. I can't remember if this was this one you can actually do the whole jump. I think it's awkward. Let me do it all over again.
Well, just hold jump and right. Do you normally do something like that, or do you do something different? And you do a wall pounce there.
Most times, a lot of times you got the pipe, the hold like jump button in a direction is pretty helpful because then you just shoot out of the pipe and go the way you want. And then I also grabbed the hazer. This can be used, to distract the lizards. I've had mixed results with it. You also have the spear, of course, as backup. But if you can grab like a rock and a spear, that's probably better. Here you go, you got your flying. Oop. Got to hold up.
This wall pounce that you did going up the pipe. Seems like it's easy to hit the ceiling.
Oh, I hate it. I don't like that. I ignore that tech most of the time. I'm only starting to like redo it, like try to put it in because it's like slightly faster. But for the longest time, I ignored it because it doesn't feel intuitive.
Jump when you're
it's like weird.
Flat. Same height as when you're standing on the platform. I just jumped with my head level, and it worked better than ever standing. That's standing.
I can go back.
It's also me again. I need to not press up.
I don't know. I wouldn't say this that particular strat is like worth it unless you can like do it like intuitively. I mean, I guess messing it up isn't the worst thing in the world.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. I didn't know that was a thing. At least I haven't seen that in a while. And then you try to grab a hazer in this room that you're in right now, or the previous room?
So I grab a very specific hazer. There always seems to be one that's chilling right above this entrance right here.
Okay.
It'll block your path. When you grab it, it unblocks it from your path, and you can use it. And if you don't want to use it, you can just chug it whenever.
I always have a hand empty, and I don't think it would be that useful.
I ditch it after the plank, so because rocks are way more useful.
And then do you slide in the middle of this room before the plank, or do you just hold right?
I try to slide.
I think you just...
If you do miss the slide, I would not recommend trying to go back for it because you can accidentally get turn storage, which then will transfer to this pipe, which then will screw up your plank.
Yep. Okay. Their turn storage plank. Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. Like half the time you're just gonna go in the water.
That'd be funny if there was a special plank for turn storage only.
How do you feel on the plank? I think most of the time you're pretty good at it.
It's not really a problem. It's more me holding up after to actually grab the pole so I don't go forever.
Oh.
Getting it a bit more. I haven't actually tried to grab it till recently. I'd always just kind of go. I think it's funnier, at least to have that. There is the pole goes infinitely upwards. So even if I get it late, if I grab one of the vertical ones. I wonder if the... Oh, that is... Oh, wait, no, it's really farther right. Feels like I travel farther right really fast when you're up there. Okay, for the next section, I don't think people really do different things. I started to do a bit of what Regon was doing with actually setting up this. And so I jump. So one, I used to kind of spam jump for a lot of these. And I can't really do that on the first one because if you pole hop, you won't get the height you want. And so it was, a lot of times it would happen. And then do you look for something for where you want to jump on for the wall pounce?
Pretty much all I do is I try to aim for the bottom corner because if you do it too high, then you're gonna mess up the last wall pounce.
I've started to just jump when my tail clears the horizontal pole. I'm not sure if that's the best thing. The one thing I'm also just unsure about is, are you just thinking about it timing, or you're just kind of automatically pressing at a certain time to do a lot of these, or are you trying to press jump?
Like to do the wall pounce?
Yeah.
Mostly I try to do it like right before I hit the wall.
Okay.
So
what is
like
right before hitting the wall to you, I guess? If you can try to explain that.
Like as close as possible. Like I try to be earlier than later because I think you can still get a wall pounce if you're like early.
That's what I'm seeing, and what Regon said. You can be a distance away as long as the trajectory is towards the wall, it still works. I'm finding I'm doing it late a lot, or at least it feels like it. Is the main thing. And then I assume that you climb up the pole. So you're right where you are. You climb up this vertical pole. I don't know if you do anything here.
I do. So let me see. I think you're here. Oh,
Yep.
I dropped too far. 1 sec. Just kidding.
Okay.
Man, the one time.
Double.
All right, for our sanities, I will take the slow way.
So yeah, since we're playing with tech,
Here you can just wall pounce, and then here I'd go this way.
you
And
do
then,
the. Okay. That's much different.
and I do a wall pounce underneath the little tube.
So where do you do the wall pounce to the right after you slide into the wall?
It's like right when Riv's legs clear this like back thing right here.
Okay.
But I think Regan is saying that the other option you do, which is probably more consistent, is faster.
Yeah, it seems harder to pull off with the screen scrolling. And then I only have to do 2 things, and then time pressing up, and then I do 1, and then I can go up. Because that one, going off the right and then the left there seems hard.
It's just practicing the timing. If just climbing is easier, then I don't think it's much faster. Like to do the right pounce. Oop, messed it up.
I did that right.
I haven't timed it yet either, so it might be slower.
Yep. I definitely get it now, though. Sometimes lizards may exist. That's another thought. I don't know if you just saw what I did there, Regon. That's probably better than all of them. I did a pole hop in the middle, where I go this, and then up this way. So it's slide in the wall jump up here, wall jump, wall pounce up, wall jump, pounce. I want to grab the vertical pole, not the other one. Slide in the wall jump into immediately this, into pole hop, into I messed up the... Getting this part is what I'm trying to do. I don't need to hold up. Can I see what I mean with that at the end there?
Yeah, the pull hop, that's pretty nice. I think
I think that'd be... I keep pressing up.
I think that is what Regan does, is the pull hop thing. That's what you're talking about.
Regon does. Regon, the last time I've seen, does pretty much that, except climbs manually. At least in the recent best. Oh, silly to look at. We're practicing today. But yeah, this part, I definitely feel I've lost a very large amount of time here, just to not doing everything just right. Grab that. definitely, I feel like the way I've been doing it is definitely easier to set up. I haven't done a lot of these slide in the wall versions really much of anywhere, even though I know of places where it's good. I'm thinking about this pole hop a lot too.
Yeah, I don't like the pole hop. I'm pretty bad at pole hopping, so I always have a tendency to miss it. That's why I did the right wall pounce here.
And we don't have to do the pole hop. It just is interesting. You can set it up that way. Alright, for this last little climb, right after the graffiti pit, can you actually do anything going up it? Or do you do
Yeah, you can
anything
do
to
like a
it?
little, you can do like a little wall bounce thing. I don't know if this has an actual technical name, but you just like a
You
sliding wall pounce and you
can
shoot up.
slide. Okay. Is there like a
There is this,
spot you try to slide from? Because it seems like
yeah,
you're
it's like
getting
a
really close.
yeah, it's like a half, like a step to the left of the wall is where I like to aim it up. It's still kind of tricky because the angle's really weird. And then there's also going to be cases where you're going to shoot to the left, and in that case, you can actually wall pounce off the left side and still kind of save it. But I'm like not good enough at that yet. But I think that's actually what Cynicism does in his run. So if you need like an example.
Okay. I like that. It's a lot more thinking is required in a lot of these than what I've been doing. And then for the next room, we're going more up. It's going to be slide into wall. Slide into wall and the wall jump into climbing up into, then you're setting up the standard things, which you do perfectly. Is there a specific point where you think about for starting the first one?
Yes. I started I think a little bit lower than most people, so I try to get it as like a little bit above this pole here, and I think that helps avoid the weird pole hop that happens halfway through this.
So you jump to the left. Okay. I hit the platform a little bit because I was a little low. Otherwise, that is good. Regon's gonna send me something. Where? Keep not pressing down.
Oop, almost died.
It's definitely easy to constantly be going for it and have that problem. Regon sending me a thing. Interesting. Alright, Regon sent me the gutter section. Something different. Slide into wall. Wall jump into grabbing the horizontal pole, not the vertical one. I don't know if you meant to do that. And immediately jumping to the right. Wall pounce, left wall pounce. So you can kind of set up the... Instead of climbing up, like you did at the end there, you wall pounce again to the left. And then wall pounce off the left wall. Which I feel like the whole traveling all the way from the far left wall to the pole you need to climb is not as great.
So let me see. So instead of doing climbing up, you just immediately go for this? Where? Hmm.
So the graffiti, you will wall pounce at the top right of it.
Let me see what you got. I'll watch you for a sec.
I'm not really.
Oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about up here.
That second one. Yep.
Oop.
I wonder if having the momentum from the previous one helps.
Huh. Okay, that's actually really good. Has he timed it?
No. Okay, you do need it from the previous one for a good angle. That is fun, though. Man, I gotta pull up. Why is it like this? Pole hop. Oh my goodness. Or I'm slightly too low. You're actually, if you set it up right, you have turn storage the entire way up. So technically you could set up a backflip going into the next room. Yeah, you do. I want to get that.
I'll see if I can get the. I'm gonna see if I can get the turn storage up there. How do you not lose it on this jump with this top pipe?
I don't know what I mean.
Right here at the bottom of the tunnel for the turn storage.
As long as you don't touch ground, standing straight up, you'll keep it. Oh, well, you're not there. You're doing your wall pounce under the graffiti to start with the wall pounce on the bottom left. Interesting. I messed it up on the last one. Doing it too low. It is a small location.
Oh yeah, for for that wall pounce, it's very like specific. I tried to do it right as Riv like passes the like background tube, like his feet.
So then is too high. Okay, I think I got it. I might still have it even going up here. Yes, I kept it all the way up here, and if you did a perfect going up the whole, did a perfect wall pounce up the entirety of this next section, and then you laid down and went into this, you would immediately pop out and then do a backflip, which technically would save time. I don't think that. No, you'd want to. I don't think that would save time because you want to get the 2 wall pounces. I don't know. You can have turn storage through that whole thing though. All right, so through this part, do you? What is the 2 wall pounces you do? Because you kind of already did it a little bit different.
So I try to wall pounce off this right side, and I try to grab this pole, and then I
Try
do
to
backflip.
grab the pole.
And then here I know you can either backflip, or you can do like a wall pounce. That wall bounce is a little awkward though.
The second, I don't really get the second one you're doing there. Grabbing that pole just seems not great. Oh, you're not wall pouncing. I'm so used to doing 2. And it's still fine to do it, but I don't even mean to do both of them. At this point, I've just always done both. And then you take the shortcut you're standing above right now.
Yep.
Okay. That does line up a perfect backflip. Okay. I like it more.
Oop. I gotta almost
And
died
then
again.
you want the boost out into 1 wall pounce into sliding up the thing. Sliding up the left wall, I assume. Yep.
So there's 2 ways. If you get a high enough boost, you can actually do the double wall pounce, and it'll fling you up the middle, this middle section here, and that's pretty good.
Okay.
But if not, then you do just do the slide, and then you can do 2 more wall pounces with it. But boosting out of this pipe with enough, and then like into the wall pounce is pretty inconsistent. Let's see, something like that.
Wait, you're sliding into the corner there for some of
But
them. Is what you're saying?
I'm just messing around. What? But no, the way to do it, slide up,
Yep. And then you're
wall
trying to
pounce twice.
do 2 wall pounces there. Okay. Those 2 little wall pounces in the middle that I'm unsure if I would do. Because you're not always going to be lined up in the right spot. Otherwise, the next room is the really awkward room to me. That I'm not really sure what the best thing is.
Yeah, this one coming out of the pipe, I just hold jump and left, so I can just start shooting to the left, and then you just do
Yep.
a wall pounce,
You
catch
wall
it, and then
pounce, and then you're still not really in the best spot. Okay. And then you, at the top of the pole, you jump to the left and you can make it. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know you could just jump to the left when you're at the top of the pole like that. So you want to get fully at the top of the pole, and then you lean to the left, and then you can just jump to the left and you make it. And now it's just kind of holding left through there, and then do you just slide in the open area, or do you try to slide in the wall next to the
Oh, like this kind of.
Yeah.
Nah, I just slide here so I can then just hop up here, and this kind of helps align the EI hop.
Okay. I generally am not gonna go for the IHOP.
If you do like the because I know you like to collect a bat for the 6th food spot. There is a grub worm that you can just grab there instead if you want to like forever to be like 100% sure you have it.
Yep. Okay.
That's what I like. That's what I used to do.
That might be good. Is there a dead grub here? I forget.
Yep. It's just gonna be chilling right next to these unlocks.
Yes. Alright, and then it's turn, slide into pole. Looks like that didn't hold right long enough. And then it's take one shortcut, and then second shortcut you can do backflip on, but whether that's better or not, I'm not sure. There was another thing Regon showed me here that I'm forgetting.
I don't know. I think Regon actually found that the backflip strat is faster if you do the wall pounce right here with it. But then you also have to, catch yourself. It might just be simpler just to go up the shortcut and then do a backflip.
I don't like that backflip as much. This is why I'd rather try to grab it from under.
Oh, I'm out of time for the rain. Do you know what the button is to reset the cycle for?
Remember. There's fully reset it, and then there's just add time. I know it's two different things.
I'll just reset the whole thing and just teleport back.
Full reset is 0. And then in the next room, you can just hold right and jump. And then you have to press jump again at a perfect timing. It's annoying.
Oh, for this room?
Yeah.
What I like to do, because I know you can just jump straight right, which is not always comfortable. I like to boost up and then try to do a pole hop on this. But you have to get boost from coming out of this pipe.
Is there anything specific when you're thinking about the next room? Because there's not really... In a lot of cases, I'm not really thinking about the movement in this room, which I guess is the main thing.
Nah, I just slide whenever possible. I know you can do a series of EI hops that are faster.
I think the one thing I definitely want to do is take the time for slides. Because often I'll always just try to hold only right. And I need to set up slightly for a slide, which will definitely be worth it for Rivulet.
Oop. I don't know how you like to do this part here. Because I think I just saw you throw 2 items. You can also slide.
The slide over it because a fixed angle. It's easy to not do it right. So when would you slide? Do you slide right on transition or?
Yeah, I try to slide as close to the transition. Like, oop, that is not how to do it. That's not how to E-slide. There we go. Yeah, right as it transitions is kind of a good place to jump.
Don't know about that. Still way too low.
You get it helps if you throw an item to get extra boost. So if you start back like further and like do an E-slide or like an extended yeah, E-slide and then jump, you can make that. That's just kind of like practice to get the general time in.
And then Rivulet has gigantic windows for everything, so it's easy to time it otherwise. Okay, it's good just to know that exists. Alright, now going to Underhang. Hello, Alred. Yes, we're practicing for Rivulet.
Oh, yep, forgot about food.
Snails murdered. So for the first drop here in the next section, are you going to try to throw items, or do you just want to fall, is what you're thinking about? Because it's kind of just assuring, holding up, and then you're going to make it, or you're throwing items to the right, and you go for a roll, is what it seems like, are the main things.
So I like, if I have 2 items, I like to just throw one. Because if you have like an item saved, then you can do an E-slide here, which is really fast. That's kind of how I do it. You can just like jump without any items and make the climb, which is still pretty fast. Actually, I think I accidentally saved myself by pole hopping.
The next room, it's mostly about the extended right at the end and getting right into the pipe. And we're going up. So are you... I want to see what exactly you do for a lot of this. So
All right, so this room...
One, I need to think about sliding into walls, even the little bumps, a bit more. Because right at the beginning is one I don't think about.
Yeah, it depends on when you're like where your worms are placed. But if you can, like this slide bounce is really super useful. You can do it from like both sides. You can do it from... Can't do it from down there, at least not that I know of, but you can do it from down here if you fall down here. You can also do one where it shoots you over to this left side. But I think there actually might just be a really simple, easier strat that's faster to get to the left side.
So once you're up in the middle, so I won't worry about the left too much. I mean, unless you have something specific you do if you're on the left, if you have to go get a grapple that high. So you're going much higher than I would normally.
Higher where?
So I normally do off the both blocks, the high blocks that are lit.
Oh, so okay, so you go like you go down here.
You go much higher.
I actually think going through the bottom
So
blocks
rewind in
is
the corner.
like
That
potentially faster if you
is
do it
Tactical
correctly. It's a
Ferret's
little awkward
screen
at
to me.
times.
So
I
that's what
think
they're
top
doing.
a little bit more consistent, but
So
this
you can
is
see what
also
I'm looking at.
pretty reasonable.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean now. I'm not having to go so far down either.
Also, for the next room, you know, you're gonna want like an item for it.
Yep.
I try to get both
Yeah.
items in this room. I always try to leave this room with 2 items. Or sorry, I try to grab 2 items, do the tech that you throw here to shoot the hole, and then I have the other item ready for that far room. So that's like a good way to like guarantee you'll always have an item for that room.
Okay. Sit correctly. So what are you doing at the beginning of this for the extended slide? Because I've kind of was originally doing it without the extended slide. So you're entering, you're probably not going to slide at the beginning, or do you try to slide right at the beginning? Okay.
I do try, and then I stop myself so I can stand up immediately and slide
Yep.
again. Oop, mess up the E slide. For the E slide, I try to aim right here for jumping. I
Okay.
found that to be pretty consistent because that will put you. Let me see if I can find another item. There we go. Either you can go above or below. I think going below is definitely faster. I think ideally you actually can just like not grab this pipe and you'll shoot it at an angle here, and then you can like roll here and then hop. But that's also very, very specific. So normally I would either grab below or high depending on which way I go, and then just hop and do the rest. I just do whatever's comfortable. All of them are probably relatively the same.
Okay. I get the under. I'm probably not going to do that, though. Entering the next room, everyone kind of does something a little bit different. I used to do a really comfortable, safe version. Swing after E slide's pretty slow for some reason? Yes, but it's still faster than other situations. As soon as possible, yes. So do you try to hit the ground and then you start doing stuff from the ground, or are you jumping from any pole? You're doing it from the ground.
Okay,
Then
okay.
you want
There's
a bit
this.
more.
This room, I think, has a little bit of like a smidge debate on whether to go up or down. I would say, especially for like GDQ, to go up because that's safer. It is, I found, faster for me to go below. I can complete this room with the lap mod at about 8.1, but that's also a very like a risky way of doing it. The old way that I used to do it for the bottom is a little bit safer. I'd like use all these grapple points. And this will be at about like 10 seconds versus, let me actually set checkpoints so I don't fall to my death. The fast way to do it is a little interesting because you jump off from here, swing here, you grab this block, don't, ooh, there we go. You don't grapple here, but you just go straight for this block, and you're going to swing again. Don't grapple again until you get
Okay.
to this block, and then you
So
shoot yourself up.
you're basically grappling 3 times on the all 3 big blocks. Well,
I think
4
it's
times.
4th time. That's what I found to be the fastest, but it's also like risky. If you like practiced it, I'm sure you could get consistent at it.
There's a
I can get it every
lot
once in a while.
a
We're at
lot of
semi-checkpoints.
very particular locations.
But yeah, ultimately, I would recommend the top part. it's like it's still really fast and safer. Let's see. We'll loop.
This and the drop room I feel like are places that I'll hesitate a lot more.
Yeah, the drop room was also like a place where I died a lot. But yeah, this room I'd practice a lot, whichever like strategy you find most comfortable. There we go. This is what the ultimate strat is going through all those. I don't know if you saw, but it's tough.
See it a bit, yeah. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing too. Hello, Topa. We're practicing video game with tactical. Hello, Shrub. When will you do Rivulet? That's the real question. Why did I do that? Soon. For bingo. Against your will. Snail percent? What? That should not have grabbed. At least I'm getting comfortable just doing this room.
How are you trying it right now? I'll see. I'll see how it feels. So you're going up here, I believe, right? Then you go down.
I'm either gonna go... Well, I'll probably go down on the first and the third big one, yeah.
That was pretty good.
Depends. You kind of just always do something, regardless of the angle, if you're coming out of the really hard parts well. Oh, tour me. Don't like that section.
I think the big swings that you do are safer, but they are like considerably like slower. That's how I used to do the under part was with big swings, because then it gives you a lot of time to react.
Actually turn that off.
It's fun though when you get it correct, like the the swinging under all of the blocks.
Thank you for subscription, Nasuke. We're practicing stuff, so I can't fully say everything, but thank you. I think we're at... You are the 69th subscriber.
Unfortunately, if you do swing under all of them and you get stuck on the middle section, it becomes really
Yes.
slow.
The middle section is not great.
Yeah, I hate getting stuck here. I don't know what a good solution is if you get stuck here. Maybe like slide and hope for the best. Dang.
Forgetting what the... How to do it without going under all of them are now. Oh. Nice. Okay. I think the main thing, let me do what I'd want to do in the future. Jump from up high. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Alright, that's good enough. So for the next room, we could probably do this room for quite a while. Really. And I'd probably have to decide what exactly I'd want to do. So I'd do little one, big one under the big art. I'm always doing it at different spots, and I'm just like kind of doing whatever.
Yeah, when I was first learning this room, I like had specific like things I'd aim for to help make it more consistent. But like example, like I like run on the bottom on purpose because I found that to be easier to make it more consistent. And I like the first. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Probably not. But the first goal, like the first spot I was trying to aim to lick, would be like this in the like the background. There's like this nice square,
Yep.
like right here.
I
The
I
moment I hit that lower
understand
corner,
the grapples enough that I'm not really worrying about. It's more the when I should let go that are the things that I'm worrying about.
yeah, I don't know if there's an easy solution for that one. That's probably just like practice until you get used to it.
I can go a bit late on a few of these, yeah.
Oop. Whoa. Uh-oh, I am wormless. Oh, I can't even kill myself.
No longer full of worms.
There we go.
Probably go above the last one. I think the last one... The part that I'm more annoyed about than literally the entire sequence is if I don't go under the second one, right here is the part that I'm annoyed with. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter to me if I go above or below the last one. I'm probably just gonna do whatever looks like is the better angle. But doing it again right here, right when I reach right here at this block on a stick, I don't know what I should do because I'm going head first into the block. And I'm not going low enough for the second blob. And I'm not going high enough to just not do anything. So I have to grab the pole or kind of like run into the block. Is what it feels like right now, at least.
Here, let me see.
Which is okay.
I will. Because I think the way. I think Regan actually grapples onto this block to avoid that. But if you do get stuck.
You can grapple it. It's also. I mean, it's fine. It's just. That's the slowest part of the whole room for what I'm doing, regardless of what I'm doing.
Oh. Yeah, I guess if you got stuck on here, you just walk off and then go underneath the...
It's not like a problem, but it just feels bad right there. And then for the drop room, you do the full jump off. So right there, you just hold right and you jump in that in-between room.
Yep, I just do a small hop. You go down here. You gotta be careful because the DLL will sometimes try to reach here, but if you're like...
It's only if you're... So if I jump at the wrong place, it just kills you. Which is why I don't really get what you're looking for. I guess it's kind of using coyote time.
Yeah, it's like at the very end of the platform.
Which is why I don't like that. Because everything doesn't really make sense of what it visually looks like.
I guess you can slide.
Storm? No.
Nope, sliding won't work.
Jump a bit later than you think. I mean, yes. But still.
It is super annoying if you do that jump and then like do an accidental roll. I used to have, or like even like crawl down because I used to have that problem.
Yep. So I just feel like just raw jumping it, there's just a chance you fall down. That's happened a lot of times that I'm not really interested in.
I don't know. I don't know what other way to do this room that would be like, oh, what am I getting grabbed by? I don't know if there'd be another way to do this room that's like smooth and fast. I guess you could do like a ounce, but then you're gonna be slow on this platform, which is extra bad.
And then the drop room, you're fully dropping down the left.
Yep. So this room, I used to drop this way, but I kept getting flung by the like grapple worm into the dude on the right.
Yeah.
So I swapped it.
It's kind of the three ways, is what it seems like, is doing a grapple and then a second grapple. There's the sliding off the right and then grappling. Then there's the completely falling off the left and then grappling across. Which is good. But I'm not sure if I want to do it.
I found it to be more consistent, but I also get that it's like kind of a crazy angle, and you have to make sure you time the tongue part right.
Yep.
If you want to do that left strat and be safe, when you reach the bottom part, you can also like, I'll try to just grab the poles.
Yep.
But if you want to be safe, you can tongue as well, and then you just don't let go of the tongue.
I'll use both
And then for this part, as you come up the shortcut, I actually blow past the pole, like so, and then I do this to get up top.
Okay.
Actually, I think I got that from I hope I don't mispronounce it, but I think it's Skeffer.
Okay. Okay, you don't want to press anything the whole time. If I press up too early, you actually don't make it. If I don't... It's odd.
I just hold left.
Everything feels different, depending on how far away you are from the block, potentially. Yeah, I'm not making it all the time. There's so much variation on how far away from the block I'm at, and then it also got sent me really far to the right on that one.
Yeah, I don't understand what changes the height of it. If I do drop short, you know, you can just grapple up. I have found if I hold right, it does help me get all the way up more consistently. I don't press up to go into the up state.
Yeah, I see it work a good amount if I'm holding left. I don't think it really matters if I hold left. I think everything's just on how far away from the block you are. They were not. There's a lot of small things with the slide in the wall. Especially as Rivulet. It's definitely distance, and then do you press up? Because there's a lot of difference.
Is this also... Because I have no idea. What's the actual name for this tech where you slide and then wall pounce?
I mean, I would just call it a slide wall pounce. I don't know if anyone would call it anything else.
Sliding wall pounce, yep. Simple enough.
Then the next one, you get grabbed by the tentacle to win. I've had it grab me one time when I slid under it.
Yeah, it kind of swings down and it can be mean. If you're feeling extra, you can just jump between them
No.
and then slide. But it's just simple just to slide underneath them. And then like jump up and then try to shoot the entrance.
And then here's the thing. Place is completely flat. This is so much easier than the entirety of everywhere else. So
Here I do a little bit.
Are you doing something specific, or?
Yeah, I try to do a slide pounce here.
Okay.
Because it aims really well, and then you can roll. And it's like a good way to get past the DLL. Apparently, I didn't know this, but if you do try to like do a sliding and then you grapple, it's slower.
Yeah.
So I'd actually have to time this to see if this whole strat is slower or faster.
It's much more obvious as Saint if you're in the backflip or the non-upright state, the all-four state. You just will not have as much speed as if you were in the upright state. Although with a lot of what you're doing anyway, you're gonna be forced into the not upright state pretty quickly. But starting one from an upright will still matter. And then it's going to the next thing, drop the man, get up there. Maybe don't throw things where the moss is, because then you accidentally grab it instead of the moss.
For this room, you can also do like a neat little backflip trick, where you backflip right here and then you slide up halfway.
Right.
That's pretty fun. But otherwise, you can just climb as normal.
Best to eat 2 slime mold and carry 1 to get the gate. I'd rather have hands empty for the big horizontal section. I haven't thought about that backflip. before. That's just the main thing I'm thinking about. I need to remember to grab the berry on the way, because I haven't been doing that. But Regon's saying grab one and eat two. So you're having you have one hand for E-slides. Just having two I've liked. Maybe I'm just too into holding items. Because you're right, you don't really need it. Because you're kind of,
like,
you have one, you do back throw. I don't know why that didn't work. And then you're doing a normal slide, and then you're grabbing a second berry, but then you can't do the extended slide here. I guess is the one thought.
In the second room?
Yeah. After you grab the berry, so you have berry and slime mode. I guess it
I
doesn't
don't know
matter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's beneficial because you have to like do a really tiny E slide.
You have to hold left. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna shoot right into that. So yeah, I think it's just E slides are simple and easy.
I would eat all three. Okay, I just need to think about that. Always grab two items, eat them in here. You should be at full food. I didn't grab the berry.
Are you trying to be at full food for like karma caching purposes?
You're either gonna be at full food or one more or one less. Like I'm at one less because I didn't eat the berry or the no from before. But having one more for this cycle for karma caching would be really good. But there's a lot of places for neurons. Is there anything you're thinking about for these first two rooms? I kind of, because I've done Saint and Rivulet a lot, I'm through these rooms a lot, and I always will mess up what strat I'm supposed to do when I enter in, because I just see the room, and I might think about the other character. Is one thing I'm thinking about a lot. I do need to do a small hop on the first part, so I make sure your head goes in first. And the second one's kind of just doing the directions and boosting. Potentially double boosting. And then boost. You hope you have 0G for the crossing. Because I find it annoying to get up into the pipe if you don't have it.
Yep, we should because like it's easier to like demonstrate this room when the cycles are off. Come back because there's like several different strategies that people have for this room. I do just like kind of jumping up if you can time it. The reason I like that strategy in particular is even if you don't get it, when the cycle turns on, you're still aligned to the roof. But the timing for getting the pipe hop is like, or the pipe boost is pretty like specific.
Oh,
otherwise, you can do. I think I've seen like
your sub can drive now.
I've seen like you go to the right, I believe, like right here, and you'll try to jump up, and you can do that with like two items.
Okay.
Or you can do what I think
Regan
and like Citizen do.
Going from the left? Well, you can look at it later. So yes, I believe.
But yeah, mostly you're just gonna hope that the cycles are nice and it's just on.
70, it's still counting.
And then you're hoping this room is off because this room sucks with low G.
Okay. Yeah, it does. And then maybe grab a neuron here. Later. So it doesn't really matter to have items.
I don't know. I like keeping my hands open for two items, especially when you're going through like the place with the blue zappers.
Yep. Thank you for.
So I'd like to grab my neuron right before the core.
Very long. Also, I'm trying to.
That's all preference.
To what Tactical Ferret's doing. They're learning reveal stuff. Yeah. So the main thing that I'm definitely thinking about is the vertical room, doing it with 0G, with not 0G. Which I feel like I have now. So it's kind of jump from middle, from the lower part. and then you can make it. And then just jump from middle to right side, and then you slide up it, which I didn't do correctly.
Yeah, what I like to do here, you wall pounce, and I'll let myself slide just down just a little bit to better aim with the tip of the rope.
Yep.
And then I do the wall pounce, and then I let go of everything. You can catch the pole right here, but I think if you're gonna catch that anyways, you're gonna blow like it's gonna be slower. So if you just let go of everything, you'll blast past it.
Yep.
And you'll be
I'm
up
just
here.
holding left there, and it's worked most of the time.
It might best to just get the course if you want to practice that part.
Okay. I was able to get it a bit, and I did it a lot before. Alright, for the next few rooms, is there really anything you have to say? So in water, we exit water, there's 0G or doing this with gravity. Do these small sections.
Yeah, all the water, yeah,
So
that's
we'll
just
see.
easy.
I don't know if you think about slide at the bottom, which I guess could be good there. Immediately out of the water.
Slide.
I don't know if
Oh, I see. I have to wait for the gravity to be off.
yeah, it doesn't look like that
I just keep it
works.
simple and hop on up.
Yeah. Let's see if it works in the second part. No, it does not. Wall bounces don't work here. Yeah. Nothing.
Like this weird one going on here.
There is the. Yeah, I don't think it works there really at all. Looks like depending on spacing, it might work. You had one kind of get past it, but otherwise, the only real spot you can do with not 0G is the next room getting up.
I actually hate this room with 0G. I like the
0G.
try where you just hop on and then do the wall pounce and go. And if you don't like doing the little hop, you can do the pounce instead, which is also consistent.
I've done okay with the jumping. So
Yeah.
there's a few things I know can kind of exist in this room, and probably don't even think about it a lot of the time, just because you're not always going to be here going right to left with no gravity. I don't know what would be... Come back after getting this out. I don't know what would be good right to left through a lot of these rooms.
With or without gravity?
Without
or both.
Ain't it? It's kind of...
I do like a series of pounces, but...
straightforward enough, at least. With 0G.
Yeah, see, whenever I'm floated like that, that's when I like to eat the neuron. I guess you're 10 seconds ahead. Makes timing hard.
They're kind of... What do you mean? Balling. Alright. I don't know what either you or Regan kind of do when you're kind of going in here. It seems like if you fall...
I did just a bunch of rolls.
You can roll off the edge, and then you roll into the lower platform, and then jump off of it. Is what I remember seeing. So you're just kind of coming out of there. And then I had a weird kind of flip there that just sent me up. That was interesting. Oh, I have 0. Oh, that's probably why. So depth was on.
Yeah, for that part, or for the part with the like the weird wall and the tiny little gap to shoot. I just like to do a really short backflip,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then you can actually, if you do it correctly, like you can also do a pounce in the center.
Okay. Kind of get what you mean.
There we go. Oop, and then random wall bounce.
After the roll pounce, you mean the backflip in the middle recon or the drop from up here? There's kind of the drop from up here is going to look like this. And then we backflip, and then we may or may not get a pounce there, and that doesn't work. And then there's weird, that funny wall pounce at the end of the room that you can also do, or it's just a backflip.
Yeah, for this wall pounce, if you miss it, I know people I've seen some people activate the cell.
Right.
I think that's a really bad idea because it messes up your
Yeah.
cycle. There is a good backup strat where you do a sliding wall pounce and then catch this pull right here and then just hop on in. I find that very fast and pretty like decently reliable. And then you also don't have to screw up your cycles.
Where are you doing this sliding wall pounce?
That's right here on the bottom.
All
The
the
bottom
way at
right.
the bottom. Interesting. I've not seen that one before.
But I hold right, and then right before I can grab the pole, then I push up. Like that. So you can catch the pole, and then you can just hop on up.
So once again, sliding into wall at different distances makes
Yeah, it's a little weird. But like that's only if you miss the initial strat. It's good backup.
Okay, and then there's these few rooms. So it'd be if I even actually got the boost. Okay, then I actually want to slow down and slide there at the top of that room that you're standing right now. Because that slide goes perfectly into the pipe. Regon sent things. Roll pounce after the backflip in the middle of that room. Previous room, yes. Let me do it once. Because you kind of said it, but I want to do it.
We're going back to right before the core. Yes.
I don't know how you would not get a max height.
I think it's like a short hop kind of dealio. Like you just tap the jump button.
Okay. Didn't really know backflips could work like that. Okay. Okay, I like that one. You can slide from the top, and now we're in this room. It's awkward. I don't really know what you can do in this.
Nah,
Next
this
room at
room's
all.
weird.
Yeah. Either
I
direction.
don't have a good solution.
Kind of just like going both ways. It's kind of just doing it, and then going to the right, you want to fall down correctly in between the blocks at the end.
Yeah, but these blocks are super annoying too. I still struggle to try to get between them. I don't know if there's like a nice trick or not here.
I feel like I don't want to do any roll or otherwise stuff.
There's a strat that makes this consistent. Is it in the Riv experiment VOD? Because I can might be worth going back to go check that out.
Am I holding right? I jump through the gap. Okay. Interesting.
Ah, okay. I'll have to practice that. Ah, okay. That's way better.
But for the first jump. I don't know what that means. Am I pressing jump before I touch the ground, basically? Is what you mean? Yeah. It's very awkward. But I'm getting what's going on there. That was weird. Wall bounce? Didn't even... I hold down? Okay. Then it's flopping around in the next sections. And then for... I guess the difference is also between Regon and you, Tactical Ferret. Are you turning on the ball in the water, and when are you turning the ball on?
I turn the ball on when I hold tight. It's on right now, but I turn it on when I'm falling down this about halfway.
Yeah. Okay. Because it'll turn on instantly in air.
And then you swim with it. Oh, now my cycle's all messed up.
Are you spamming jump, or are you just holding directions in water? When the ball's
Mostly I just stick to holding directions. I don't know if jumping with the thing.
I can't tell.
Also, I was gonna ask if you know if going, because like in the tip menu for like Survivor, it's like if you wiggle your body, you'll swim faster in water. I cannot
Yeah.
also tell if that's true for Riv either, because it feels like it's the
There's
same
a
regardless.
small amount that matters, but it's not like crazy. It doesn't matter as much in Downpour as it did in the past. You still float up naturally, but not really, as far as we care. Just in the past, you'd float up naturally, and most of the problem with everyone was that you would scrape your face off the ceiling. For keyboard, you don't really do anything. For turning on the ball and doing wiggling a little bit, I feel like you can hit max speed faster, is what it feels like. But for keyboard, it does matter, but it really doesn't anymore with Downpour. But for controller, the wiggling does make it faster. Because that was a big
Even
thing
for
we
Riv?
timed. We'd have to actually time that, but it's always been the case that controller was faster because of the wider range of motions you can do when wiggling. That we timed in the Void Sea. It was faster by a few seconds, or even more than that. I'm forgetting exactly the timing, but I did a big timing thing a long time ago.
I guess we could try timing it because
We
use
definitely have to retime it for what it is now, especially for Riv, between controller and keyboard, in just going from one spot to another straight line. Which I don't know what the best situation would be to time that. It'd also be timing it if it's different with the ball. Like if you had a giant room that's just completely horizontal, how far do you get if you have the ball on or not have the ball at all?
I don't know, when we get to submerged, we can kind of gauge it because I got the controller. I think you have the keyboard.
It's not going to be that different, but there is going to be a difference. It's not going to be like crazy, but
Nothing worthwhile. I was like,
like
it doesn't feel anything
like, I
faster.
don't know, it's going to be really hard to visibly see it unless you do multiple tests. Horizon controller, yes.
Yeah, you look at the input display, you can see me rolling it.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. Technically, we can do fast pull climb as Riv. I just hate it. It's worse than normal fast pull climb. And I don't even know if it's worth it. Controller game. Hello, Bluetooth. Tied to bundle balloons. Why are you threatening Riv in this way? Activate cell in this one? I was not thinking about it. I feel like no one ever activated the cell, and I'm like, well, I don't like activating the cell either. When are you activating it in the last swim? Is the other
As soon as possible. If
on the
I do the
initial
first
drop
part
in the room, or just like the moment it comes off cooldown from the previous thing.
that the moment it comes off cooldown, because if I do everything
You want
beforehand
it
correctly,
to
it's not
end.
gonna pop up till the end.
Okay. Long glow and rainbow chromatic. Keyboard. You can still do everything the same in both. Just certain things are gonna be harder, and you just need to be okay with being like, all right, I'm probably not going to do EI hops that often, and I'm probably not going to do base character fast pull climb that much either. Still do them. They're just
Yeah.
harder.
AI hops for controller are really whack because in order for me to do them, I have to push the stick only halfway, or I'm not gonna be fast enough, and I had to turn up the sensitivity of the stick. But it is possible.
I so I used to do controller, and I was doing them a bit as well, and I'm just like, I don't really want to do this. That's what I realized. That with fast pull climb, I didn't want to do it. Put all that time into it. EI jump, easy me on controller.
If you ever do try to do out this tech, the place to gauge it is right as Riv's feet get covered by this weird rot backdrop thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's rough timing. There we go.
So you can
I don't think you need
boost
anything special for it
all the
though.
way up. Are you pressing jump multiple times or just once?
Just once.
I'm not making. Turn the ball.
Yeah, this is pretty much backup strat. It's like, yep, the cycle's gone. I hope it turns on soon, kind of idea. I guess if your cycle has just turned off, then maybe do a different strat, because then you'll have a lot of time. But if you think the cycle's going to turn on soon, I'd say this is probably the best thing to do, because at least you'll still be aligned. Then here I like to do turn storage flip.
In the previous one, you get a jump boost for this jump here.
I don't know if that jump boost, because I saw you were messing with it, Regan. I don't know if it changes anything, because you can still do the jump without any jump boost. And I don't know if when you were doing it, if you just happened to get the timing really well or not.
How does the jump boost work? How does the storage work again? So you just have to boost up into this? Soon?
I think it's a boost into the pipe right here.
It's also just the laying down. I just pressing jump the moment I get into the pipe?
I don't know. I actually didn't even know that tech existed until today. So.
Okay, the jump storage stuff. Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, it
I
definitely
didn't
does make a
pay it.
difference. I see. I shot way up.
It's
Okay, you do just kind of
very.
jump into the pipe.
I can't. You cannot really tell if it happens or not.
Yeah, it might just be simpler not to do the strat. It's weird. Really, the strat. Just hope the cycles are nice. Oh yeah, like shoots up when you have the storage.
I'm moving on to underhandling.
The best part of the run.
Is it though?
Death Central. Oh, I need the ball. Whoops. I'll
Ball's
just spawn a
gone
new
forever.
one. I don't even know where I ditched it.
I kind of
Oh, okay.
understand what Regon does for the drop here in the initial part. More wall pounces here. I'm always unsure. Do you do rolled pounce out of the?
Where at?
Do you do roll pounces out of your slides in the flat area, or do you just immediately want to do another slide?
I try to go for like an immediate nether slide. Because you can fit 3 like slide jumps or whatever they're actually called in the second room, and you can fit I think 2 here. I guess you can fit 3 here. Yeah, I used to only do 2 in the second room just because it's safer not to to hit the top thing, but
Okay. And the fall into just roll off, because I used to just jump out of the pounce, is I have to go farther right than I usually do. Is the only thing.
I didn't know it mattered where you landed. I thought as long as you hit the block and you hold
If
left.
I'm too far to the left, I will roll into the pit and will not make it, as I've noticed. Which is why I would just pounce.
Yeah, the DL here sucks. I've yet to figure out a good
No one
solution
likes
to them.
Lake
I just
Ascension. The only bad part about this really is this DL. More than anything else. So it's kind of determine which tentacles are the grab tentacles. And then you want to slide immediately and not slide in a bad spot either. And then there's a few things you can do through these rooms. Then I'm not going to do any of the special things.
or
Then I need to get
for the place where you do
here.
the small hop. There's like an
Small.
alternate strat that I like to use.
Okay. You
As I had a
slide
tendency to just...
across.
So the cell will be on, and
Yep.
I will slide, and it's like a coyote slide, and you like fling over. And I found that to be safer than just trying to hop it. If you
Where
can't just do the small hop, then just do the small hop. But I kept
where
hopping
are you
until they grab the
sliding? Are
arms.
you not? So the thing about doing the small hop is you need to like reset yourself, as I understand. You can't if you're like slightly leaned forward, it won't work. I don't really get what you're doing for the slide. Are you like pressing jump early?
Yeah, you press jump the moment you're like off the
Oh, that
platform,
worked.
like that, and you like fling on over. But
Okay.
you can also do
I
that
get what you mean
strategy
now.
where you go between them. But it's gonna feel later than natural.
Yeah.
But
Like
that's just
you
my solution to
want
not doing
you
this
want to
hop.
fail it.
If you do end up like messing it up and you end up getting grabbed by the second one, you can just shake free. Like just drop the orb right beneath you and then shake until he lets go.
Okay.
If you get caught. Thank you, ball. Also do something different in this room. I know the easiest way is just to run and grab.
Yep.
I have a tendency, I don't know what causes it, but sometimes Riv's legs will just buckle beneath him and he'll fall. And I know there's like a rescue strat where you can wall pounce.
Yep.
I can't do that consistently. So instead, when I have it on, I'll just lay flat and just do a pounce across,
Okay.
like so. And it's still pretty quick and it's pretty consistent. But that I found is the safest. But if you can do the walk strat and just grab on, then I think that might be better.
Kind of depends on how I'm entering that section, because sometimes I'll just go lower anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how people do this. The
You
wall pounce.
definitely you
I
need
guess like
enough
that.
speed going into the wall.
Imagine liking underhang.
One.
The wall pounce is potentially faster. And it looks cooler. But it's also like risky if you mess it up. Also,
And there's this
I
part.
don't think
Yep.
I don't know if being faster for this part actually even matters, because if you get to this entrance and your cell's still on, you kind of have to just wait anyways
Yeah.
for the ball. So that's why I prioritize the safer pounce. Unless there's like some cool strat here that I don't know about where you can do something with the orb on, but
I haven't seen just having the orb on right there being a good thing at all. Because then you can't do the pounce at the bottom, which just jumping that gap is the worst part. Because of the tentacles on the top and that corner for some reason. I don't know why they would put it at that corner.
how do you feel on this room? Because this room gave me a lot of problems as well.
So I'm starting to get what y'all do a bit there. Do you try to pounce on the platform or just kind of flop on it?
I flop, so I'm assuming what you mean. So like, you know, you fall, you enter, you roll. Here I flop because if you try to stand up, you're gonna just grab the poles, which I think is slow,
On
or at least annoying.
the platform on the next section.
Oh, right here.
Yes.
Oop, ooh, interesting. Oop, miss it and die.
Yes. Exactly.
I like to do a little bounce on this platform right here, and then grab this pole. So right now I'm doing some weird things going on here. There we go.
Weird lag. Just
And then
jump
for this,
back the-
yeah, for this part I turn it on right here and then go.
Okay. I will jump
then
across that first platform. From it standing on the ground. And then I'll turn it on to go whatever path I think is better. I need to remember to do this roll in the middle of the room. I'm gonna do it again. I did this a lot earlier, so I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do this room now.
Yeah, in most cases I've seen the DLL likes to chill up top. I don't know if you've seen something different.
Grapple moved me. It depends. And I'll never bet on if it'll be top or bottom. So generally, I will take the pipe down at the bottom, so I'm making as little sound as I have to. It's weird. So it's jumping here, and now I'm here, and then we can use the ball to go under, unless it's horrible, which it can be. I don't know why or when I would want to jump there. Because it seems like it'll just decide that it wants you to die.
Yeah, you can do a short hop to avoid getting your head hit. That, or I guess you can also bounce across if the DLL isn't a problem. Oh.
How do you spawn the cell with depth tools again?
7. At least that's what I have it as.
Ball. Whoa. Did weird effects I've not seen before.
Oh yeah, like with the multiple balls, they all like do like some kind of electricity thing.
Gotta get it a bit more. I don't like having the ball on for a drop, and then moving on. And then I'm looking to fall down the right of the letter, the red letter. So right in line with the line going down is what I do.
Oh. Butterfinger just slipped.
I don't know if you do something different there.
I think all these are on the same plane. I can't remember. Let me see. Yeah, they're relatively the same, so you can just use each one to gauge if you're gonna hit or not. Because I just jump
It's
and
the
then
right on the initial one, yeah. It's
it's the
anywhere on the
second one that's a
map.
little harder.
The last
But yeah,
platform's always much farther out to the left. Otherwise, I'm dropping down into the next room
yep.
with the DLs.
I like to shoot out, and then you can do like a if either two things that happens. Either I eat a concussion, or you can do like a bounce and go into this left pipe. You can also ride the left wall as well if you don't want to eat a concussion.
So I'm
I do.
going. I've generally gone down the middle off of a boost.
Right down like this way. The
Yes. And then I'm falling into the next section of the pipe on the left. That's how I've done it a lot of the times, because I'm noticing it's up higher a lot more. Or at least I'm not worried about it being in these open areas, or if I have to, I can go into the small pipe. But you're always going to the small pipe in the left, the first one.
mostly. I do like the strat because I saw you do it, where you like jump all the way to that side. Because you're right. I don't think I've ever really
Because
seen the DL
I,
down there that much.
because I think the worst thing to me is if I ever get stunned in this room, and the DL happens to be where I was. Because if you get stunned near the small pipe, he could just be there. If you get stunned on the where you just got stunned now, he could also be right there.
I guess the safest way then would be to ride the wall and then go down these left vents. Oh, and there goes the ball. Also, eating concussions, you can potentially lose the ball, which
Yes.
sucks.
And the final drop, there's the kind of a gap in the. So there's the red letter, there's a little bit of the solid, and there's like this gap section that I'm looking at. That I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to jump for.
I tried. Yeah. Oh wait, where are we at? Oh, I see. You're up top.
Yes.
I try to just aim at like the edge of the edge of the red letter is pretty good. The pole. Most times I miss it. Like try to panic correct, somehow manage or die.
Okay.
But
So hello, Oyenela.
I don't know
We're
a
gonna
good
try to keep it to English here,
way of doing
okay?
this last part quickly,
But
because this movement from
if there is
the top left to
questions
down
about
here
you-
is very sketchy. And at this point in a run, my like nerves are pretty high.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a
definitely.
good solution.
I've just been trying to aim for this one section right where I'm kind of at. I don't know if you could see where my mouse is looking at is.
It's like 10 seconds behind, but I will, or 10 seconds behind, but I'll see it
Yeah.
eventually. I see. And then what solution do you have for the bottom part moving from the last pole to the
So,
like the entrance
I
to the
kind of
room?
want to hear you say what you do again, but I'm just holding left, and I'm not holding up until after I've left the wall. That's how I deal with it.
It's so close though. What I do, at least what I try is I try to line up to Riv's left. Oh, then spam up. Like interesting.
Hold left. I don't know what that means. I think you mean right.
Yeah, what I do is I try to line up here and then just kind
I
of get the
see
closest
what you
angle.
mean. I see what you mean by spam up now. Because you have air control from being upright.
Oh.
And then I think I do something different than everyone else because I don't ever want to get stunned in this next part. I like what you're doing though for that recon. I've had it where so if you hold up and right, you will die on that sliding part that we just did. So you either only hold right and then you hold up late, or you do the tapping really fast that Regon does.
I might try the tapping. The other thing that I used to do is I used to wiggle my body to give myself more momentum to the right, which has mixed results. Oh,
I don't know about that. I don't think that's the best thing for that.
Nah, that's like the older way of doing it, but I don't know. I just kind of hope and hold up as fast as I can. I'll have to try the spamming up strategy. It feels weird though. Because the problem with holding up, I can't spam up because I also have to hold right. So maybe I have to spam up right.
Alright. Boost. Roll. Roll. Normally would want to go farther right, but there wasn't enough momentum. I'm just gonna go into the next region. I always feel like I'm only like halfway there when I get here. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say.
What do you mean, like
There's
halfway?
definitely still a lot to do. Like, I've done so much, but there's still a lot more that can go wrong. At least a lot of my runs that I had my previous best on, I was still barely doing this cycle fast enough to not die to rain. And now it's okay, I feel like. But even then. Initial slide.
Oh, I messed up. I
don't
was supposed to do pounce and
think-
then activate it.
So you activate it in that room?
Yes, but I wouldn't do this. The reason I activated that early is so that it's off by the next room, so that I can try the plink. And I would not recommend the plink for games end quick. There's a lot to this plink. Not only do you have to get it,
I
but
also
depending on how you plink it.
wasn't really getting it, and then I don't really want to do it either.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can plink. There's like 4 different ways you can plink, all of which are terrible. I have found. Oh, and then you lose the cell. I have found that the easiest way to get it, if there is anyone out there who's curious on trying it. So the 4 options are: you can do it from up here, you can do it from this corner, and you can do it from here, or you can do it from this pole. I found the easiest to be right here, right next to this corner, and then you do like a light tap, and then you go for it. But even if you get the ploink, depending on what angle you shoot at, will depend on how you have to react. Because if you don't react fast enough, you're gonna hit something, and then you're gonna drop the cell, and then it's going to fling past an invisible wall, and there's no picking that up. So, do what Regan does.
Okay. And then for the next room, I mean, that worked out okay, other than the ball going places.
Yeah, I didn't correct properly. But, I mean, you can make the ploink somewhat consistent. But, like, I won't waste any more time on this, because it's a bad idea. But if anyone does end up here and you still have the ball, you can toss it over, and then you run into this invisible wall, and then backflip over this.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
Also in this next room, you can also plank here, which is even harder. Just more of a gee whiz.
Okay.
But you have to create a big wave and then hop into that big wave and then plank. It took forever to
Okay.
get it to work.
Yeah.
But
That seems very
but
annoying.
it's definitely not worth it, and I'd never do it. But what I like to do is I like to activate the cell here in the pipe. I like to jump up here and then do a short hop here and then bounce off the top platform.
Okay.
I like specifically activating that cell early because I like to use the cell to hop over the last section because I can't do Regan strat where he does like a wall bounce over the grabby dudes.
Okay. I've always had problems with this one. This room, that is. At least with the ball turning off early. Regardless of what I've done.
With the ball. Oh, I see. Are you talking about No, wait, which room are you talking about? Oh, you're still here. Okay.
This one, yes. You're still always doing this slide. And sometimes I don't make it and I get hit by that tentacle. Or otherwise, I've not jumped correctly to line it up, and I have to take more time to set it up. And the ball's turning off while I'm doing the jump. Has been my problems with it.
I'll make my way there. Because... Oh, I hit with them. There's one of the balls that I lost.
I have to watch. I have to wait for it. And as long as I get the slide correctly, the major one. Also, I just found the DL sometimes will be, like, too high.
Yeah, and you'll just have to whack them, and it's gonna be weird. But if you whack them, you can still make it. You can like kind of bounce off of them.
Yeah. Sometimes I've still had them like completely stop me, not like I'm landing on top of him, like I'm landing on his right side. It's only happened once. But I still think about it happening. Just as a thing. Okay. I moved on to the orange room. So it always kind of depends where these guys are. But you can do the wall pounce, and you have to correct yourself in midair for the additional air control. But if it does the slight variation, you're not going to make it far enough.
Yeah, and then you gotta do some weird climbing. I haven't found the lizards to be
you would
too
just
bad.
die. If you're on the low ground compared to them and you have to climb up through them, you will die. Is how I've always seen it.
They're kind of like missing and like landing here.
Yeah. Well, if you land there, I'm going to jump back to the right. Because I know every single time I've never seen it work. And then even if I land there, I expect that I will instantly die the moment I touch the ground. It's because of how the lizards will react.
I guess if there are no lizards around, you can just jump and hold right and you can make that. Or sorry, jump and hold left.
You can't, because sometimes you won't get the angle. I still don't really understand the spacing. That's just the part that's annoying to me. You have to correct yourself in air so you get more distance. But I still find it that I'm not always making it. And then I'd want the ball to turn on to back over the last section. Because I really don't want to deal with the last little bit of void stuff. Well,
Yeah, I don't like Regan strat because it's very difficult. But if you ever do end up trying it, and you miss it, you can save yourself by like rolling. If you land on the hand, you are dead. But you can actually roll under the hand and then jump out of the whole blue stuff. But I just like to activate the cell and hop on over because that's way easier. And then for this pipe, you can actually like create a wave and slide into it and then swim it. It's kind of weird, but I think it's faster than just running across. But I haven't been able to time it because this part's a little whack. That's also with the cell on. I don't know how the swimming works with the cell off.
Okay. Makes sense.
There we go. That's like kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slide and then I hold the button I want to swim.
Kind of the fall. I just try not to get stunned, and then it's kind of. Do you slide off the crate, the first crate?
Yep.
Or
And then you can like do an if you can
kind
time
of
it, you
bounce
can
up
do
the
like a water
water.
jump.
Yeah. And then you want to slide the
I just
next
grab
one
onto
and
the
land on the
pole.
thing. Okay.
Oop, I messed up.
And then you want to slide past the last part. And then when you get into the next room, you can do a slide to start out going past the kelp, which I've found to be the better thing if you back up a little bit. At least feels better than just holding right. And then the last one you should just be able to hold right. And it's probably the best thing. I don't know if slide things would be worth it there. Otherwise, the bottom right corner you want to slide into for the boost. I don't know if you can do anything in the next room.
I guess you could like wall pounce here, but it's not that much faster. Let's see if I can even do it.
So you gotta wall jump
There we go.
off the right wall and then wall pounce off the left, right? Is what you're doing? Or are you
Yep.
just jumping from the
Oh, I
pole
forgot my neuron.
and getting it?
Nah, I'm wall bouncing off the right side and then trying it. I don't know if that's faster though.
I don't think you want to wall pounce for the last part. Because you land in the pit there. Unless you do it off a slide.
Yeah, you can do if you do the wall pounce from the slide, it's you can blast off the entrance. I just forgot to grab at the end, but
I want to do another one off the left,
I'm gonna grab a neuron so I can actually see myself.
And then don't like wall ones is there. I'd rather just walk up as well. And then the one good part is spider room, turn on ball, slide into wall. You don't need to do, you don't want to hold anything, and then you want to go up, and you're going all the way. I don't know how to do that section. And then you hope the ball turns off. When do you want to turn on the ball? I guess the first time.
I'll show you. I just gotta get back there. I didn't know what room it was. I turn it on normally though, right before I jump for like there's like 4 little platforms.
Yeah.
Right as I jump for the first one, I'll turn it on.
So we're going up here, and I turn it on as I'm jumping across the orbs, which feels horrible, but now we're all the way at the top. Okay. So right when we enter the room is what Regon says.
Yep.
They're here. This is bad.
For follow a literal cheese sandwich. Oh, can't do that. I feel like my ball turned on a lot earlier than I'd want it to, maybe. I don't think the timing really matters.
Yeah, it probably won't be turning on until like. Also, for this room, when you have the cell on, instead of hanging out to this pole, I found it faster to jump off and try to wall pounce up. But
Oh, well.
I guess that'd be preference as
Where
well.
are you wall pouncing from?
Let me do the whole section. It's a little weird to not do. It's weird to do this part in pieces. There we go.
You might not have low latency mode on, but sometimes you just want to refresh the
There,
stream.
like right at this corner down here, I'll pull up, and then I'll jump off the pole, and then bounce off the edge. I think that might just be a tad faster than just trying to stay on the pole.
Hop up the pole. Okay, I need to see you do it again.
So here I just hold jump and left, get on here, and then I hop onto the wall here, and then push up.
I don't think I got remotely what you did, but I still did it alright. How far are you going to have the ball on?
It's going to be... Oh, ball on? The ball will probably turn off before I can... Yeah, it turns off right before this gap.
Yeah, okay.
For me. And then I just hop down and hop on that pole. And then hopefully you'll have the ball on for this part.
But getting the pounce on the platform, I don't really know if there's something you need to do specifically for it. Platform in the middle.
I don't know. The best way I found to aim it is to do the shortest hop as possible, because most times you're just going to overshoot it, and it's very hard to undershoot it. But let me head back there real quick. So here, you turn it on, short hop, and then I roll. I found that's a pretty good way to aim for it. Like you're gonna want it shorter than you probably feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Makes sense now. And then shoreline. I feel like the really complicated stuff is kind of ending. But there's still a few parts.
Yeah, I think shoreline and submerge are like relatively like mostly simple. And just hope that nothing blocks your way in submerged.
So well, don't worry about it. You don't need to get me things. Sorry I didn't respond earlier. I really didn't see it.
I don't know. Okay.
This room, a lot going on. Because it's annoying geometry. I got stunned on that fall. Should not have happened before. Very odd.
Yeah, this room I just try to move through the best that I can. I don't have exactly a plan route. I think for this last part, it's best if you try to land on this platform and then jump across. Otherwise, if you get stuck down here, you can do like a nice little roll and jump into this pipe.
Yep, and then I try to slide in the next room. I try to slide and then stay up top as long as I can. I'm always unsure if water or staying up top is better.
I have no idea. I've always used the up top path. I didn't even like consider the bottom because I figured water would be slower.
It's different for if you're not Rivulet, but because then it's very close. I feel. I'm not pressing jump at a bad time, so you go the wrong way. Is the main thing. And then
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know
not
how
gonna
to
turn the
avoid going
ball
left.
on for a while. Yeah. It's weird when you fall and you can't really see which way your body's facing. And then I'm not really gonna jump for outside the platform in the middle of shoreline in the next room. You can jump up the left side with the ball, but I feel like just jumping up the ladder section is better. Or at least more consistent than going for kind of jumping out of the water.
Yeah, I normally if I can't get the cell jump
Shoot up it
properly,
earlier.
so I'll jump in here.
Probably want to activate it going up the
And then
that room that you just went in.
if you do miss it,
you can go up the
you can make
left, or you can go up the middle. It seems like, yeah, you can jump from the ground and make it. But I always feel like just going up the middle is nice. The more I've done it.
Nah, yeah, I only go up the center if I mess up the other two backup strats. I call it the climb of shame for missing
Okay.
for missing it, but
I've gotten a good idea of how to position the body to fall. It's kind of where your head is. And then I'm turning the ball on again the moment I can. Especially for when you're in these turns. It's very nice. And then the last horizontal section, you can kind of throw the ball and then try to pick up a rock if you really want to. And do a back throw. I'm always unsure about that.
I know because if you mess it up, you're gonna hit the ball, or you could potentially hit the ball and it's gonna be lost. I just do a bunch of slides.
Alright, and then the thing that I was looking at last time was the fall in the next room. So, instead of immediately pressing jump to fall fast down the tube, I wait until I have my head in between the two like horizontal lines on the right while going down. and then I press jump to fall, and then I basically never have gotten stunned.
Oh yeah, I like
when I
that.
do that. And so I got stunned there. I will try to fall down middle, and then that I felt like has gotten better than just full.
I like to fall down
Yeah.
right side. So I think that might be.
Yeah, I've been liking down the middle because then I'm in the water pretty quickly instead of trying to do something fancy in the water and then getting sent away for that little running into the slope there. You're basically almost always going into the pipe backwards, as I've noticed. Then I turned the ball on. I should have turned it on a second ago. Mind publishing this VOD? So all of them will always get published, but we can make sure it's on YouTube. Then awkward jump with jetfish. And the only part that kind of matters is when do you want to turn on the ball, and you're either going under or over the jellyfish. And then I see everyone going over. Which seems okay.
I think you, based on what I've seen, is like you activate the ball early and then you do your backflip strat.
Yeah.
Which I think is like probably the best way to do this. And since you are activating the ball, I'd say there's less risk for you above the jellyfish, because you should be more mobile anyways.
I've always felt like the jellyfish can catch up and get me while if I'm going try above it, if that makes sense. Why didn't that make it? Weird.
Yeah, the jellyfish can be kind of random, and like its tentacle lengths can be random too. So.
Right, that time. And then I'm not turning it on again until I'm in the red room, personally. Is what I've kind of decided. Even though it can help in this room, so I'm like always unsure. I'm trying to wait for that jump up out of the water so I can get on the small block in the room you're in at the end of it.
I definitely, because when I time the cell, I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to turn it on here. So that'll be something you would have to test. See if you like it or not.
Do you not use it really at all where the jellyfish is? Or...
Nope. I use it right as I can hop on the pole to use the strat to hop on up. And then I can activate it here. In this pipe.
That still pretty much is where I'd want to turn it on. So I turned it on earlier. I don't have it for when I really want it. And then what I've learned is if I don't press jump at all, I can do the whole swim without getting the air here.
Yeah, based on what I've seen, you get two boosts. Otherwise, you're really pushing it. I don't do any because I don't like risking it at this point. I'm not about to go drown and lose a whole run.
And that's right and then left. Ball.
Have you decided if you're going to do like the cutscene or not?
I don't think it'll be good, just because it doesn't look very visually interesting. I'd rather submit a movement and glitch compilation kind of thing that I'll do live, which I've been asking some people of what I should do.
Is it with Rib specifically, or like any character?
So just any character, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I have a bunch of things I'm thinking of. I have to send in a video of exactly what I want to do before anything, so I'm just gonna make that this week if I can.
Yeah, that slide bounce is a little wacky because if you do it too late, I think you slam into the roof.
Yeah. I want to make sure I actually press right to jump off of it. I feel like there's a place to slide here. But I'm not sure. I feel like right here.
Oh, I slide. Okay, now I see what you're talking about. It's for the first snow room. You can slide off of right here, which is what I like to do.
No slides in this room. Slides are illegal. Can't have them.
Is this slide not good, Regan? I don't know if you can easily see my screen, but you can slide here.
It's the same spot I'm sliding. I feel like you can do just throws and rolls pretty well through right there. So you don't have to set anything up for a slide.
And it keeps things simple.
Can you? No, I think you just climb here. And then the fun thing is the item throw to get a wall bounce there. I don't know why that didn't work the first time. I'm kind of hesitant to use an item to do a wall pounce in the room you're about to enter.
You can do it without an item. It's just a little bit more tricky.
To like be a bit farther away though.
But yeah, there's like a lot of items typically throughout bitter in most cases, so I don't think it's too bad to throw one away. Plus, the only enemy you really have to worry about.
There's gonna be scavengers, murals, vultures, and white lizard. And depending on what happens, you might get all of them. And so sometimes there just will not be as much as I would like there to be.
Man's planning for the worst bitter. I've never seen it that bad, but I do know it can be.
Yeah, I'd rather have something do those next parts and then use everything on the last flat area.
Yeah, this room's silly because you can ploink and then ricochet towards the entrance.
You can also clip out of bounds and then be unable to come back in bounds.
Yep, that too. I'd never recommend the ploink. I just think it's funny. It's just simpler just to do a bunch of slides.
Okay. Oh. All right, that was really good. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff for me to think about. Generally, I don't want to think about a huge amount when I'm doing a lot of these runs. But now I understand what I want to do in the future. Speed run.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what your game plan is for GDQ, but I would definitely like prioritize consistency and whatnot.
I'll be fine with doing it on the day. I just want to have a bunch of options and get a lot better than where I am right now. In general. All right, but yeah, thank you both, Farrah and Regon, for helping for a lot of that. I think for now, I'm going to stop and take a break, and then might continue to stream something in a few minutes. But I think that'll be it for what we're gonna go over, Farrah. And again, if you have anything specific you want to show me, or otherwise, I definitely would love to see clips or talk about it.
Of course. I hope you found this somewhat helpful. I wasn't
Yep.
exactly sure
I'd rather
what could be
just
useful, but
be able to go over stuff and then hear that what people will say about it. Like I have a pretty good idea, but I'd rather just hear things. And someone always has like an extra potential other thing that they could do. That's good to think about.
I know like a lot of the people who have done this run have like very interesting takes on different like challenges through it,
Yes.
including like Scaffer or Hellport or Cynicism or whatnot. But I don't know, getting as much information helps you with, making a comfortable run.
Yes. Right. I think I am going to take a break for now. So that'll be it for us going over things. But again, thank you for helping out for this and being able to do this live as well.
Of course, you're welcome.
All right. People watching stream, I will be right back. All right. Hello. I'm here now. Hello, Bruffacan. We're done with Rivulet. I don't know what else we do with the rest of the stream, however. But also, yeah, I'm very excited, GDQ. That's why we had Ferret on here today, Tactical Ferret, helping me with the Rivulet run and some of the stuff that they do, as well as Regon, and I'll talk to Regon about stuff later. Otherwise, right now, not sure what I want to do just yet. Check something I gotta do tomorrow. I gotta be up kinda early tomorrow. So I think for now, I kind of want to stream Balatro again, but I feel like now is not the time to really do that. Just because this was not this probably wasn't the best viewing stream, so there's not a huge amount of people around right now. Otherwise, after GDQ, I intend to do streaming much different than I have been. Is the plan. So we'll see what happens. Sulfur. I don't know what that means. How am I supposed to take that? Also, I'm in the middle of a Balatro run. I guess is the other thing I was thinking about. Okay. Oh man, there's so many other games I want to stream. I think I stop stream for now though. I will stream Tuesday. It'll be more Rivulet and then probably then Balatro. Because I don't want to do too much right now. If you want to see more Rain World, there's LEB, I believe, is still doing Rain World. We rated them earlier, so we're going to see what some other people are doing. Otherwise, I'm going to chill tonight and make sure I go to bed at a decent time. Spell name. Yes, there it is. We're gonna raid Leon. Don't feel like you need to go to the raid if you don't want to. They do a chill stream. They're playing Sky Children of the Light. They're doing what is technically like a raid that exists for that video game. Except like you don't fight things. Kind of like have to do stuff before you die horribly. You know how it is. I will stream Tuesday again. It'll be more of this, and then once GDQ happens, I want to probably try to do a lot more variety stuff because that'll be fun. Thank you all for watching. I will be going now. Okay, goodbye.